Stream chair.
So yeah, we just gotta be real careful.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Oh, Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? The sleeping child you're holding is the great I am.
I love that song, don't you? Mary, did you know? This touches the core inside of us. It's so good to see all of you. How are you? Good, good. I'm so glad that you're safe and healthy and well. And thank you so much for everything. The way that you are helping us to create a safe place here really, really matters. Yesterday, I found that the 2 other Unity churches have closed down. Yes. So work with me. Really work with me. Keep the structure for a while. I don't want anyone in our community to get ill. So I'm Reverend Luz, for those of you that are watching me from the waves of the air, however that magically works. Welcome, Facebook family, and welcome to each and every one of you. I wanted to tell you just very quickly that our angel tree is going really well. Bonnie, where's Bonnie? Bonnie, thank you. She has really taken this project on, and we had 12 children, and there's only 1 left. So after yes. We've adopted 12 children, well, 11 so far, and they're going to get a happy Christmas. So after service, would you see Bonnie, and she will make sure that, if you want that 1 child, it'll be for you, okay? Thank you for doing that. We are doing the work that we've been called to do, to be an outreach in this community. Unity of Citrus is a positive path for spiritual living, and we celebrate the Christ consciousness here. And we know that we do that in so many different ways. And one of the ways that we are engaging more and more in is outreach. so that we can reach others in the community and bless them, especially during these times. So I bless you and love you, and I want to get right into the service right away, so I'm inviting you to gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Release that. And be at peace. The peace of God lives in your heart. Be at peace. For you are entitled to have the peace that surpasses all understanding. In the midst of all that is happening all around us, we are grateful. We are grateful that we can keep these doors open. We are grateful for the many of you that have agreed to partner with us to make sure that we create a safe environment. And so thank you for divine wisdom and for divine love, for we do it all with wisdom and with love. Grateful for the opportunity to see your faces and to know that we can provide a service to those who are watching over Facebook and YouTube. So much to be grateful for. And the more that we are grateful, the more peaceful we will feel. So we're grateful for this morning, for everything that will occur here while we are together. We open our heart and we open our mind, and we just allow Spirit to freely flow through everything. In oneness we are, for in God we are, and God is with us. And all is well. Thank you, God. And so it is. Namaste. Enjoy the musical selection. Oh, I always forget this. There is one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. God the good, all-powerful, all-knowing, everywhere present, right here and right now, God. Namaste.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day, and I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day. I always forget this. It's a special season here. And so I invite you to become part of this meditation and take the journey with me, for I have traveled this journey. I invite you to close your eyes or leave them open, whichever you're comfortable with. Settle into your chair, letting go of anything you have been carrying. Take a few deep breaths. Gently release them. As you breathe in, imagine your breath bringing in peace and tranquility. Now I ask you to visualize yourself on a dusty road amongst a group of people. You look around as you hear sounds you're not familiar with. You realize you are in a caravan that has come from the east across the desert. The journey has been long and difficult at times. And as you have been traveling, you noticed a bright star, which appears to be lighting your way. You wonder, do others see this star? With its light, you feel safe and somehow know that you will not be harmed. Darkness is beginning to descend. The caravan has stopped. A campfire has been lit against the coolness of the night. The heat of the desert only a memory now. Taking a deep breath, you let out a sigh. In the quiet, you hear the tinkling sounds of bells, the grunts of camels, and the muffled sounds of sheep as they bed for the night. It is dark now, the sky filled with stars. Against a backdrop of midnight blue. You stretch out your hands to touch them. They look so close. You can feel them. There in the darkness, you listen to the music of the desert. The wind, the murmur of words spoken from a distance. There is a hushness, and a deep stillness comes over you. For you are in this ancient land of Israel. You sense something great is about to occur. You sit and stare into the fire. And as you do, you feel your heart open wide. A profound sense of peace fills you. You have nowhere to be right now in this moment of time. It is a time to listen with all your heart and all your soul. And as you listen, you are overwhelmed with love and gratitude. Deep in your heart, you know that something is about to unfold. What it is, you have no idea. But that feeling is there. And you know that you are going to be a part of it. For it is you who is following the bright star. That is why you are here in this time and space, in the ancient land of Israel. You get up and you leave the fire and the caravan and you begin the journey. It is dark, but you know you are not alone. For God's presence is all around you. And the star will be your guide. The walk seems short, but you know it is long. Your journey has taken you to a cave where a wonderful thing has happened. A bright light emanates from the cave, spreading out across all those who are standing nearby. Feeling drawn towards the entrance, you look in and you see an infant. As you do, you hear the words, "This is the Prince of Peace." And once again, you know a profound sense of peace and feel a deep, abiding love, a love that flows out into the world. You feel your heart touched. You give thanks for the journey, for the star that lit your way to this place, for the peace that now fills you, for the love that envelops you. With this knowing, with this journey you have taken, is there anything that you want to do? Anything you wish to say? Remember, listen to the message that comes. As you return to this place and time, I invite you to bring that peace with you and share it with others. All those you meet, all those hidden behind masks, all those smiles that you only see in people's eyes. Remember, listen. Prepare ye the way of the Lord. Prepare ye the way of peace and love. And so your journey is not over. It is ongoing. But you know you carry love and peace within you. Namaste.
Thank you, Mary, for beautiful meditation. Took us right there where we needed to be. So, doesn't the church look really pretty? Yeah, I want to say before I begin anything to thank Tim Fellenser. He did this. He decorated the entire church all by himself. And I want to thank Carol Perry, who decorated our tree in the cafe area. Thank you for our little elves. And thank you for all of you that helped me to deliver bags and put the bags together. I hope all of you have gotten yours. We love you and we bless you. So, I was away for a couple of days, and it was wonderful. And when I got back, the homes in my block had been decorated. All the lights were on, and it looked so pretty. And it inspired me to do mine. Because, for a while there, I was kind of feeling funky. Like, I don't think I want to celebrate too much. I'm not going to put a tree. I'm not going to do anything. And then I got inspired. And yesterday I did some decorating around the house because there's something about this time of the year that no matter what is going out there, somehow it inspires hope in our lives, doesn't it? I know when I was a little girl, the hope was that I would get the toy that I wanted. Can you remember that? And then now the hope is more that we would have a world of peace where we can live in harmony with one another. And when I look at the news or when I read a paper, I read about all the violence and the hatred and the prejudice and the judgment, I feel that our world, to get to this goal, we have many miles to cross, perhaps many generations to cross. But it is instilled in us, this desire to be able to live in peace with one another, isn't it? So today I want to talk to you about the way of peace. And we know that peace must begin first with me, with us. It begins with us. This is the season of Advent, and as happy as we are, or as inclined as we are to decorate and make everything so pretty, we must not lose sight of the meaning of what this season really is all about. It is about preparing our hearts. It's a spiritual preparation, a time of really, truly, it's so sacred. It's a time of prayer, a time of meditation, and a time of letting go, releasing those things that no longer serve us. That's what Advent is about, so that we can make room. We can make room for the most important realization in consciousness, that the Christ is in us, that we are the very expression of the Christ. And for order to do that, Christ in you, your hope of glory. That was what Jesus taught and what Jesus lived. But to do that, we need to prepare our hearts and prepare our minds. So the story of Mary and Joseph and the divine child born in a manger that has been with us for well over 2,000 years has always sparked something in us. We feel like we're part of that. When Mary took us through that beautiful meditation, we felt we were there. And that's what the season kind of takes us there. But what happens is that we feel that because we are part of that. We really, truly are. The Christ presence that lived in Jesus lives in us and is born anew in us, refreshed, renewed, restored, a new realization and consciousness that we are that child of God here in the flesh. And when we become aware of this truth with open hearts and in open minds, we welcome that, don't we? For a long time, I didn't realize that. I thought I was nothing but, a sinner and no good. But when I realized that I am the temple of the living Spirit of God, that this body embodies the Christ, then I want to nurture that. I want to experience that. I want to know that part of me that is divine, the true self. And in the book of Isaiah, it says that, and I think I may have done this, I see. For unto us a child is born, unto us a child is given, and the government will be upon his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. Last week, we lit the candle for faith, the very first candle for Advent. And with faith, we are able, with an unshakable faith, we're able to move towards the full expression of the Christ in us. That's what we're doing every day. Trying to move forward to be all that we truly are. And the second candle today that we lit earlier represents peace. Jesus was and had become the very presence of peace. When the storms of his life came, and he had storms, he did, he was able to maintain an unshakable, phantomless presence of peace. He was peace. And when he spoke to the disciples just before he was going to leave them, he said to them, peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you, not as the world gives it. Give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be fearful. Be peace. And I read this, and for the first time I realized that he was giving that. He was the presence of peace. He was, wherever he went, he was that. And we can too. In this time of so much turmoil and upset, we can give peace to those around us. We can be that presence of peace. For Jesus said that all the things that I have done, you shall do also. and even greater things. And doesn't the world need our presence of peace now more than ever? Inner peace. And that's the peace that he was talking about. Not the world peace. You know, we think that if we accumulate things, if we reach success, if we do whatever we're going to do, we're going to have peace. And here's the news. You may overcome one storm, and guess what's coming behind the corner? Another one. You cannot find peace out there. Peace is an inner thing. Inner peace does not mean that you will be in a place where there's no noise or trouble or hard work. It means that you will be in the midst of those things. You'll have the capacity to be in the midst of those things and be calm in your heart, knowing that Emmanuel, God is with us. God is with us. Wherever we are, God is. The problem is that we have conditioned ourselves to believe that if we change the outward experience, if we change what's going on out here, that we will find that peace. I'll have peace when the coronavirus disappears. Or I'm going to have peace when these final election stuff disappears. I'm going to have peace when the economy is restored. Or I'm going to have peace when I buy my new home. I'm going to have peace when I get a promotion. And on and on and on and on it goes. You will for a little while. Sure, you'll get a little bit of peace. Or there will always be unwelcome circumstances, waiting for you to face them again. Because what happens in this realm, all the conditions, all the circumstances that we face are here for a purpose. We can learn from it. We can grow from it. We can evolve and become the greater expression of the Christ that we truly are. Eckhart Tolle says, you find peace not by rearranging the circumstances of your life, but by realizing who you are at the deepest level. You are a child of God. Allness of God is where you are always. You've been endowed with everything that you will need to ever face whatever circumstances to come and be at peace. At the deepest level, we know this. We know that we are divine. And when we know this, know that that part of you that is divine is eternally at peace. Nothing can disturb its peace. We tend to, in our human nature, because you see, we're one, we're walking together, the human and the divine walking together. And sometimes we forget that there is a part of us that is eternally at peace. And the human nature tends to focus on what's lacking in our lives, what's not right. And when we do this, we generate all these fearful thoughts in our mind, and we become anxious, and we become afraid, and we become confused and angry, and all those emotions. And can we have peace when our mind is so cluttered that way? Absolutely not. Recently, Joe came to the church grounds. He's not here today. He's not feeling so well, so keep him in your prayers. But recently he came out to the grounds, and he overdoes it, but so he was gone for hours and hours and hours. It was getting dark, and I started to get worried for him. So I called. I said, where are you? And he didn't answer the phone. Okay, so now my mind started to race with itself. I started saying, well, what if he got hurt? Or what if he, something must have happened to him, because he always answers the phone. And so I was getting more and more anxious, and I kept trying to come back and say, breathe, Luz, breathe. But I couldn't, because I called him again and still no answer. So I decided to grab my keys and go find him. Where is this crazy man, And just as I walked out the door, there he was, all dirtied up and happy. He had just made a pit stop somewhere, and his phone was not on the ringer, and so he didn't get my call. And all of a sudden, I was just feeling, wow, how happy I was to see him, how grateful I was that he was safe. And all of a sudden, my heart was again restored to peace. because I was concerned for him, very concerned. I could have done something else rather than allowed all these fearful thoughts to take me out of my place of peace. I could have done, take a moment to breathe. Pause, Luz. There's such beauty in the pause, you know. I could have taken a moment to shift my awareness to the truth that the very God that is right where I am is also where he was. And then when I could do that, then I can proceed more calmly and more rationally. Because by then I was not very rational, okay? See, we still have to tackle the things in life, but when we come from a place of peace, we can tackle them more rationally. So sometimes we have to forgive ourselves, don't we, for forgetting? Because forgive yourself for not being at peace. The moment you completely accept the non-peace, your non-peace is transmuted into peace. Anything you fully accept will get you there, will take you into peace. This is the miracle of surrender. Surrendering. What a powerful thing surrender can be. Letting go and allowing God to be God in you. Letting go of what you think it should be like. I'm guilty, you know. Letting go and allowing and surrendering. That's what I love about you. You have done that for us. You have let go of what you think it needs to be like. And you have surrendered. Why? Because you love one another. Why? Because you are a presence of peace rather than a presence of conflict. The gift of peace is available to each of us. But it's only available to us in direct proportion to our desire to have it and our initiative to attain it. Both. You can desire it, but then do nothing about it. You won't have any peace. And guess what happens? You have to, if you really desire it and you want to initiate to get it, then you have to sacrifice something in order to get into that peace of mind. You know what that sacrifice is? Sacrifice your negative thinking and feeling. Those need to be surrendered. There's no other way. There's no other way to inner peace. The torment of misunderstanding, those error thoughts that we keep holding in our mind, must be transformed into peaceful understanding. See, thoughts are nothing more than just an energy. That's what they are. They're an energy. And they're passing through our consciousness. And they are mainly formed by the emotional energy that we attach to them. So if you're feeling depressed, then your thoughts will have a sad flavor to them. And if you are feeling angry, then your thoughts will have an angry flavor to them. All those worrisome thoughts that I had about Joe, not being home, not being able to get in touch with him, were really not real. They were an energy that needed to pass through me. They served no purpose, those thoughts. All they did was make me feel like I was not in peace. They robbed me of my peace. If we want to be the Christ that we are, then inner peace is the key. If you have inner peace, then the external problems will not affect you, will not affect your deep peace of tranquility. In that state of mind, you can deal with whatever situation is coming, as I said earlier, calmly and rationally. When the doctors told our family that there was nothing else that they can do for Mom, I remember how sad we were, how much we cried, how much we held each other. It was such a tender, loving moment. And how we prayed that we could accept the thing we could not change. That beautiful serenity prayer, you remember that prayer? Lord, help grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things that I can, and to have the wisdom to know the difference. So what is the pathway to peace? How do we begin? Well, the key is prayer and meditation. Prayer and meditation. It will show you what outgrown thoughts and beliefs about ourselves and other people or circumstances really need to be released. It is through prayer that we find this. One of my favorite Psalms, I was telling Mary earlier this week, was Psalm 23. I was in meditation and trying to say, what would I share with you? And that Psalm came so heavily in my heart. I encourage you to read it whenever you are finding yourself out of a place of peace. It says, "The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He lays me down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the path of righteousness for its name's sake. And even though I would walk through the valley, the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff comfort me." Let me take a few moments to take that apart for us. The Lord is my shepherd. So I want you to imagine that your thoughts are like flocks of sheep. That's what they are, flocks of sheep. And they're wandering over the fields of your mind. And in your mind, those thoughts of fear, they huddle together in the dark corners of your mind. And then suddenly, a loving thought of a higher way of being, a better way of seeing and experiencing the world appears. Those positive thoughts are your shepherds. They're leading you back to the truth of your oneness with God, the Christ mind. The Christ mind has brought forth into your conscious awareness a truth. So when you find yourself caught up in the flock of fearful thinking like I was with Joe, look to the Good Shepherd, the Christ within. Go in prayer and in meditation, go within and listen. Find that guiding thought that will lead you back to peace. Find it. You can't find it in the busyness of things out here. You need to go within. It says, the psalm says that I shall not want. How wonderfully assuring and peace-giving is that statement. We are not lacking in anything. God is our source. So sometimes when we go in meditation, we go into prayer, we need to do our denials and our affirmation. That will be a great denial. I shall not want. I don't lack. Especially when we're having these thoughts of not enough. It says, He lays me down on green pastures. How beautiful. Green symbolizes newness and freshness, which the Spirit freely gives to us when we are in meditation. It restores our soul. And He lays me down beside still waters. The still waters mean that you attain that consciousness of peace in meditation. Now, I've been told a lot that I can't meditate. All these thoughts keep coming into my mind. And, when I first started meditating, I thought I had to sit there for 30 minutes. But 1 minute, one breath can take you there. So sometimes you could use that affirmation. He leadeth me beside still waters. That means I can become still, because when I am focused on my inner, not my outer, my thoughts are racing, and I said, He leadeth me beside still waters. It begins to calm my mind. It says He refreshes my soul. When we are in meditation and prayer, then we experience the oneness that we have with God. That beautiful oneness. It restores us and refreshes us with this living. It's almost like we have a well of living waters within us, freely outpoured by Spirit. And no false thought or belief can disturb you when you're in that place, because you realize that greater is the presence that is within me than any circumstances that is in the world. And He goes on to say He guides me along the right path. When we go within, the light of understanding illumines our mind, and we know what needs to be happening next. Knowledge is not lacked. How reassuring is that? That when I'm not sure, I can go within, I can wait, I can listen, and I will know what is next to do. Even though I walk through the valley of darkness, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. That valley that the psalmist is talking about is the dark places in our consciousness. You know, that places in the recesses of our subconscious where we're afraid to go there. We don't want to go there. We want to avoid that. The eternal, and those places are the places that sometimes we hold shame and guilt and maybe rage. We don't want to go there. But that's where we need to go. You see, there is no need to fear, for God is with you. So in your time of meditation, if you ask the living Spirit of God, where is it? What is it that I'm still holding that does not allow me to have peace? The Spirit of God will reveal that to you, the Christ in you. So when we face the shadows hidden in the depths of our mind, we can tenderly go there, courageously go there, and then allow that to come up into the light so that it can heal and you can have peace. We're still holding on to unforgiveness. We're still holding on to our past. We're holding on to the shame and the guilt that is no longer a reality in our existence, and yet is still affecting us. So if we want peace, we need to go into the valley of darkness. And fear not, for God is with you. The Christ mind is eternally at peace. It is always the Good Shepherd bringing you thoughts of truth that you may quiet your mind. So this Advent season, I pray that you will commit yourself during this season to seek that inner peace, to spend time in prayer and meditation, to go inside and search what keeps me from feeling the peace. Something didn't go your way. God knows all things. Perhaps it's not in divine order. Things don't look right. You prefer them to be different. Surrender and trust that where there is love, God is, and all will be well. Forgive yourself for not being at peace, but also forgive others who have robbed you of your peace. You have that power. So I pray that The peace that surpasses all understanding will be ours. So that when we go out into this world that needs our peace, that we can be that we can be that presence of peace. You and me can make a difference. Namaste. Oh, we haven't sang this in a long time. I invite you to stand if you like, put your hands in your heart and just allow there be peace. Thank you, thank you.
It's that time in our... Here we go again. It's that time in our service now to give of our gifts, our tithes, and our love offerings. We are so grateful to all of you who are with us today, grateful for your giving, for sending in your checks, for contributing online. Your faithful support makes it possible for us to continue to come to you live and make it possible to do the work we've been called for. Thank you for your gifts. Now I ask you to take your gifts in your hands and affirm your offering blessing with me. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I send forth this gift with my blessings and my love. Mother, Father, God, we thank you for this offering. We know it is given in love and received in love, and that it will move through this ministry with the energy of divine love out into the world as good. Each gift is blessed, heaped up, pressed down, and overflowing, for that is the law. And so it is. Thank you, God. Amen. Thank you all for being with us today. We hope that you have been uplifted and energized, and that you will go through your week feeling God's love in every place that you go, and feeling the peace and the love that is present in this Advent season. Affirm the prayer of protection with me, please. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Namaste, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and Reverend Lewis wants to say a few words.
Please stay in your seats until the ushers dismiss you, but just want to say a couple of things. So we have a play, the Sisterhood, Charitable Sisterhood. Please, there will be someone outside selling tickets if you want, or you can call the office, or you can sign up online. We thought give you a little bit of humor. It's entirely safe. All the cast will be wearing face masks. We'll be 6 feet distancing, and the only thing we'll be asking you is to wear a mask as well, so that we can all continue to be safe. Okay. And I think that was let me just double check. I'm trying to do all my announcements at the end. Michael, what time is the play? It's at 7. So there's December 11th and 12th, it's at 7. December the 13th is a matinee right after service. That's the one I'm going to go to at 3 o'clock, okay? So you can get all that information right outside. I think that's it. So before we leave, would you please turn to your neighbor and just say, peace be with you. Peace be with you. Please stay in your seats as the ushers escort you out. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Sharon, you got some music for us? Woo, okay.
Coming together to celebrate life, shining like stars in a brilliant night sky, here for each other in joy and in pain. Grateful for this family, spiritual community. The love we share is sunshine after rain. All is well when we are together, greater, stronger, all is well. When we're together, it feels like home. Kindred spirits never alone. Let's join hands and sing our song. Sing our music is the food of love. At this table is more than enough. In this moment